Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ricky. I just had a couple things that I wanted to bring you up on in terms of the SERE Endurance Challenge. Registration right now looks awesome. Thank you very much for those of you that have registered, and look forward to linking up with the community once again for this challenge. It's actually going to be pretty cool, I think. A lot of excitement, things like that are happening. But as we learn the system for registration and for actually putting on the race, there's just a couple things that I'd like to show you on the program, and hopefully that'll answer a couple questions for folks that have sent emails or hit me up by text. So I'm going to share the screen real quick, and we're going to go over to the website here. All right. So first up, a lot of you have asked about the SERE mile. For those of you that are just coming on and seeing all of this, the SERE mile is in the 31-day time period. You have to complete in any days combination. You have to complete 100 miles in 96 hours or less for the SERE mile. But there's a lot of you that have actually asked if you could do a 100-mile distance over the 31-day time frame. And we didn't have that as an event, but we went ahead and added it anyways now. So now you have the option, if you want to, you have the option of doing 100 miles over that time frame. So what you'll see is let me go back here. When you come in and you take a look at the events on the race info page, you'll see that there's a 100-miler distance that's also in there. It's the same kind of deal. It's a cumulative time. So the moment that you start your first mile to the moment that you end your last mile of the 100-miler will be your overall time. And you'll have 31 days to do that. And that's very different than the SERE mile, which you have 96 hours to complete 100 miles. Okay. So that's one of the distances that were added to the event. Hopefully that'll help some of you folks that want to challenge yourselves beyond 100 miles, but don't really think that you're ready yet or trained up yet to take on 100 miles in 96 hours. Those are also done in run and ruck format. Which brings me up to my next point. So a lot of you have been asking, how do we get into the run and ruck if we're not doing relays? If you aren't a team of 2 or more and competing in the 50-mile team ruck relay or the SERE mile team ruck relay, you have the option of doing any of the other events as a rucker. So rucker means that if you're male, you're carrying 35 pounds. If you're female, you're carrying 25 pounds ruck weight, or doesn't even matter. You can carry 35 if you want. That's all good too. But you have that option to do it in the 18-mile, the 32, the 50, the SERE mile, as well as the late arrivals challenge. What'll happen is when you go to sign up for a race, and let's say that you're going to do the 18-miler, and you click continue, you're going to move through each of these windows, and then it's going to ask you, please select how you plan to complete your event. Run, walk, ruck with the backpack, or a combo of all. We're gonna have some cool prizes. There's obviously podium awards and things like that, but we're gonna come up with some kind of cool off-the-wall prizes for some of these other things that we're starting to form right now, and we'll definitely have ready for you by race time. But it'll be like the coolest journey or the coolest place that you actually completed your distance in, if somebody was doing it in a hallway or decided to just do it in their garage or in their driveway or something like that. There'll be some cool awards that will come out of that in that sense. But this is where you'll select whether you're going to do the run or the ruck. Your results will display on the same page, but we're going to take and extract those results and do some analysis and come up with run and ruck winners out of each of the different categories. So if you're looking to do the run or the ruck, that's how you're going to do it as an individual. There's been some questions about swag. What the plan is right now is we are actually in the process of getting our t-shirt done up. It'll be very similar to the one I'm wearing, with the sponsors on the back, the event logo up front, the American flag on the right-hand shoulder. It's pretty much our design for any of the events that we do. It'll have the SERE Endurance Challenge logo. That'll be in the front with all of our sponsors, or really our event partners that we've had throughout the years on the back, as well as the flag on the right-hand side. With your entry, you get a t-shirt and your finisher medal. The t-shirt, like I said, are these. It's Bella Canvas. It's the same stuff that we've been using for a long time, tri-blend. We're still in the process of picking colors and things like that. But once we do have the concept laid up and I get a concept back with the t-shirt and everything else, I'll post that in play. But if you're looking to get additional swag, we are selling hoodies and we're selling t-shirts. You can actually come straight here. You don't even have to register for an event. If you want to contribute to the cause, you can buy a t-shirt, you can buy a hoodie. All the proceeds go to the SERE Memorial effort. And this is where you would get that, just where it says more swag there. Or if you were on the main page right up top, you can see the more swag piece. Event t-shirt, pick your size, pick your quantity, add it, and then continue to check out. There's also the donate button for those of you that also maybe just want to contribute and don't want anything other than just donating. Feel free to just come onto this page. You can donate and we can go from there. And once again, we thank everybody who's doing personal contributions as well as registering for the event. We know it's a challenging time to be donating to different causes here and there, but we definitely really thank you for being able to help us out with that. Now, the other question that's been asked a lot is, how do you go about logging your results for a virtual ultra event or a virtual event? It's actually really simple. One of the things that we're going to do is once the event kicks off, you're going to get an email. And in that email is going to give you instructions on what you need to do to log your results. With Run Sign Up, the result logging is really easy, and you're actually going to self-report this on your own. The race directors, myself, as well as others on the board, we are going to validate those results. And if you're in the top 3 and it starts to get towards the later end of the time period, we're going to start reaching out to you folks to start submitting proof that you have completed those. And we're only going to verify the top 3. Maybe even the top 5, especially for those of you that are coming close and are pretty competitive. That top 5 might be where the top 3 shake out. And that'll be not only for ruck teams, but it'll also be for the individual runners and ruckers as well. So if you're just doing this to complete, you don't really care about your time, you don't really need to verify anything other than just enter your results. Where you're going to enter those results is located on the navigation tab, 4th one to the right. You're just going to click on results, and you're going to come over here and you're going to you're going to submit your virtual results. So you'll come in, you'll hit the button, you'll walk through. You know, for me, I can grab my name, look up my registration. There I am. I'm in the late arrivals challenge, so I would just come over here and go to submit my results. And that is where you would go from here. Being that right now the results, you can't submit anything yet, you won't see this, but this is where you would go to do this. The considerations that you have to think about is if you're doing this over multi-day, we don't want the cumulative time of how many times you've run and those times. What counts is the time that you did your first mile to the time you ended the last mile of your distance that you chose. So if it's an 18-miler, you're going to start it, and if you do 3 or 4 days over and you end it, you're going to end it then. But those 3 or 4 days also count. So it's across multiple days as your cumulative time. So don't be surprised if you see things like 96 hours, or 4 days, 8 hours, 12 minutes, 13 seconds. Don't be surprised about that, especially if you're doing multi-day. You only have to submit it one time for your event. Now, if you decide, let's say that you complete the 18-miler in 1 week and you get super jazzed and you want to do a 32-miler, then all you do is you come over here, you sign up for the 32-mile, you pay your $50 again, and you go back to you go back to logging the distance and then submitting your mileage again. For the only people that have to submit multiple entries are those of you that are in the late arrivals challenge. The late arrivals challenge requires you to complete one event each week. So you have to complete the 18 miler, the 32, the 50, and the SERE mile. You don't have to do it in that order. You can do it however you want to do it. But you're the only one that has to submit multiple entries. And at the end of the week, that's when you'll do it. And we'll post every week. We'll post when we're going to look at the data and also provide some different kudos here and there. Maybe highlight some runners that may have completed the 18 miler the fastest, or with the most vertical, or with the craziest journey, or whatever it might be. So the late arrivals are the only folks that need to go in and log their mileage. Under the late arrivals challenge, you have the option to do multiple entries, okay? And that's just so we can have proof that you've done it. When you go to log the final entry of your final week, you're gonna log, and we'll send this out, you're gonna log the overall cumulative time. And that's just for us for data. The late arrivals, it's more about the way that we've currently put it out there is it's more about you all completing the challenge, the 200 miles over 31 days. That's the goal, is to complete that particular challenge. But there will be some medals that we'll also offer in there. There will be some top 3. We're still trying to kind of figure out how to go about doing that. It might be that it's cumulative over each event added up for that particular event. But all the other ones, you have one entry, you log it under your results, and we go from there. All right, keep the questions coming, folks. We've got a lot of time ahead of us. There's been some really good traction. I'm really hoping that the Ruck team start to come on board over the next few weeks. And please, if you can, spread the word, get this out. This thing is only successful if we have a grassroots movement on the thing. And we have a lot of folks that are beginning to support us with it as well. So a lot of the outdoor rec departments that are on base are on different bases are beginning to push this out as well. So please post this on social media, get this effort out there, get people to join with you, and let's just have a good time over the next June and July. All right, we'll see y'all later.